Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with WWE Smackdown, broadcast live last night on Fox from the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Friday night show was bookended by segments involving John Cena and the Bloodline. SmackDown opened with Cena cutting an in-ring promo where he introduced AJ Styles, and the two demanded a tag team match against Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa at Fastlane on October 7th. The show concluded with a contract signing that was supposed to involve all four men, but Uso and Sikoa beat down Styles backstage. As Styles was loaded into an ambulance, Uso, Sikoa, and Paul Heyman made their way to the ring to cut a promo and pointed out that Cena is now without a partner for Fastlane. Cena then hit the ring, but was super kicked by Uso and spiked by Sikoa.
A very cocky, a very confident Jimmy Uso tonight. Oh no! Samoan spike to the greatest of all time. And what surprised me tonight was the attitude of Jimmy Uso and how he took control of the situation. There was no more waiting around for Jimmy Uso tonight. He took charge.
Uso then followed up Sikoa's attack by delivering two flying body splashes to Cena. Io Sky was successful in defending the Women's World Championship over Asuka, pinning her after a moonsault. Towards the finish, Bayley and Charlotte Flair fought on the floor when Bayley attempted to interfere.
Trying to shove the rope to Io Sky. And now putting Io's foot on the bottom rope. And Charlotte Flair's above the seat. Charlotte had enough. Io survives thanks to Bayley. Oh, watch out. A whiplash on Asuka was nasty. The champion, Io Sky, the genius of the sky, over the moonsault, in for the cover to retain the championship.
The LWO's Santos Escobar teamed with United States champion Rey Mysterio Jr. to defeat the Street Profits in 10 minutes and 48 seconds when Mysterio pinned Angelo Dawkins. The finish came after the Street Profits advisor Bobby Lashley had chokeslammed Mysterio on the ring apron while the referee's back was turned. Dawkins hesitated, taking advantage of Mysterio, who reversed a powerbomb attempt into a sunset flip for the pin. Later, Bobby Lashley had harsh words for the Street Profits.
What was that? What are you doing? You hadn't won, and you didn't finish him. You know what? I want the watches, I want the suits, I want the rings, I want everything. I want it all back. If you can't pull the trigger, you can go sit in catering, and I'll go find somebody that can.
In the only other match on the card, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller defeated the Brawling Brutes tandem of Butch and Ridge Holland when Theory pinned Holland. Also on the show, vignettes aired to tease the return of former Women's World Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, as well as Pretty Deadly. In other WWE news, Matt Riddle has announced on social media that he's been released by the company. Riddle joins over a dozen other main roster and NXT talents who have been released in the wake of cost-cutting moves by WWE following their purchase by Endeavor Group. On September 10th, Riddle accused a New York City Port Authority police officer of sexually assaulting him during a pat-down at JFK Airport in Queens, following Riddle's flight back from India after wrestling on WWE's Superstar Spectacle show. Port Authority police launched an investigation after Riddle made the now-deleted claims on Instagram. Riddle did not file a police report regarding the allegation, and the New York Post reported that law enforcement had claimed that Riddle was heavily intoxicated and acting disruptive. The 37-year-old Riddle had his first match for WWE as a member of the NXT roster in September of 2018. He joined the main roster in June of 2020. In December of 2022, Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net reported that Riddle had failed a second drug test and had entered rehab. While never directly confirmed by the company or Riddle, the former UFC fighter was inactive for 4 months. AEW presented the 2-hour Grand Slam edition of Rampage last night, featuring matches taped last Wednesday night at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Flushing, Queens. The elite team of Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks captured the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team title during the show, defeating the Mogul Embassy. The Young Bucks have previously held the AEW World Trios title with Kenny Omega. Omega also made his presence felt during an in-ring promo involving Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, saving Jericho from an attack by Guevara and Konosuke Takeshita. The main event saw AEW World Trios champions The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn turn back the challenge of the Dark Order. Also on the show, Darby Allin joined forces with Sting to defeat the team of Christian Cage and TNT champion Luchasaurus. The Righteous won out over Best Friends, The Kingdom, and the Hardys to become the #1 contenders to the ROH World Tag Team title, currently held by MJF and Adam Cole. In other results, Mike Santana returned to action in the opener with a win over Bear Boulder. Julia Hart beat Sky Blue, and in a mixed tag match, the team of FTW champion Hook, TBS champion Chris Statlander, and Orange Cassidy beat Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Anna Jay. And in movie news, Cassandro, the biopic based on the popular Lucha Libre Exotico wrestler, has debuted on Amazon Prime, according to an official announcement. Gael Garcia Bernal stars in the film as Saul Armendariz, who created the Cassandro character and rose to prominence in Mexico's UWA during the 1990s. The film also features superstar rapper and occasional WWE wrestler Bad Bunny. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.